Right, thank God it's Friday and I hope you've had a great week so far. We are coming to you from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. This is VN News. Log on to www.vnationtv.com for more trending stories. Follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. My name is Kelvin Afinke. Coming up on today's bulletin, Miss Malaika 2018 contestant unveiled. Rosemond Brand says she paid a blogger 7,200 Ghana cedis just to insult her for her to be famous. Interesting. And Davido addresses COP members at the Lagos camp in Nigeria when he was actually, resuming his NYSC COP service. And AY has reacted to how Davido was welcomed at the camp in Lagos State, Nigeria. We have details of all those stories coming up as well. And on the international front, it has been reported that CARDI now charges over $300,000 to perform in a stage or on a stage as it stands right now. And not too long, a couple of hours ago, EMINEM released a surprise album to his fans all around the world. So details of all the stories and sports we have coming up on today's bulletin. Follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. Once again, my name is Kelvin Afinke. We'll go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Although you might have some great design ideas, conveying these ideas to clients can be a cumbersome task. That's why at Let's Design Studios, we offer a range of cost-effective visualization services that lead your clients through the project's twists and turns. Our services include 2D, 3D floor plans, two-dimensional still renders, 3D animation to help your clients grasp the spatial features of the project, fully interactive virtual tour to give your clients a computer-generated three-dimensional tour of your property. Here's how it works. Upload reference sketches and images related to your project, enter the project description, and request a free quote. Get access to the best visualization services with a free quote today at letsdesignstudios.com.
Right, you welcome back from that short commercial break. This is still VN News and we are just about to kickstart. So if you're just logging on, you logged on right on time. It's either you're watching us live on Facebook or live from our TV channel. Follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for you to get a repost of all the exciting programs we have right here on VN TV, the powerhouse of entertainment. Now let's move straight to our first story, and that's the fact that the 2018 Miss Malaika contestants have been unveiled. It was done yesterday at the Oasis Lounge here in Accra, Ghana. I was there in person and I saw the faces of the beautiful contestants who were selected from over thousands of girls who actually applied or auditioned for the competition. Now they've reduced them down to 16. So finally the 16 contestants of the 2018 Miss Malaika Ghana competition or beauty pageant has been launched. So I want you to sit back, relax and hear the marketing manager of Charterhouse as he officially unveiled the contestants.
Mr. Davido to officially launch Miss Malaika Ghana 2018. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Baba. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are extremely grateful to make the time to join us here this evening as we unveil this very beautiful delegates for the 16th edition of Miss Malaika Ghana. For 16 years, we at Charterhouse take pride in the brand that we have managed to build. It's a brand that has stood the test of time. It's a brand that has integrity, gained respect, and above all, we have been consistent over the years.
Right, so that was the marketing manager of Charterhouse, organizers of the Miss Malaika Ghana beauty pageant. Now, this is actually the 16th edition, and for the past 16 years, they've been doing amazing work, releasing or bringing out the potential in beautiful ladies. Mind you, Bella Mundi and Anita, who happens to be the hosts of the Malaika for the past couple of years now, they are all products of the Miss Malaika Ghana beauty pageant. So you see the faces of the beautiful contestants. If you happen to like any of them or see them as your favorite, you better start planning to vote for them. So there you have it, the 2018 Miss Malaika Ghana contestants have been unveiled. Away from that story, interesting thing is happening, and that's the fact that Rosemond Brown, yes, we all know Rosemond Brown, Now she's come out to give another striking revelation, because this girl is just fond of bringing out saying things, bringing out revelations one after the other. Now mind you, it was this same platform on VNTV that she made mention of the fact that she can have a one-night stand with Shatta Wale without any, any hesitation or that. Well, the latest now is that she's claiming to have paid a blogger 7,200 Ghana cedis just to insult her on social media for her to be famous. Well, I don't know how true that is. Well, she made this known during an interview. Now, according to her, she happened to pay the blogger 300 Ghana cedis every week for 6 solid months just to bombard her with insults so she can trend. And that is exactly what has made her famous. I thought she was famous for a certain bar on TV, where she goes on TV and she, gives certain statements and comments. But right now, she's saying that she paid the blogger 300 Ghana cedis every week for 6 months just to insult her. Controversy around her for her to be famous. I don't know how that is going to pan out for her, but if she was able to say that she can have a one-night stand with Shatta Wale right here on VNTV, well, she can say anything anywhere else. So there you have it. I don't know if you have your opinion about this particular story, but she's saying that she paid the blogger 7,200 Ghana cedis just to insult her for her to be famous. Wish her all the very best on that particular story. Now, away from that, remember that during the week it was announced that Davido released photo of himself on an NYSC, in an NYSC outfit, saying that he has registered for his NYSC. Now, when I saw that picture first, I thought it was maybe one of those stunts of Davido, in as much as I'm a fan by the side actually. But as it stands, it seems it's gradually becoming a fact right now, because he has resumed the NYSC camp in Lagos State, Nigeria, and he received a lot and a massive welcome. Now, he addressed his fellow corps members. Now, according to him, regardless of the fact that he's famous, he's well known, he's all over the places when it comes to entertainment in Africa, he will make sure to adhere to the rules and regulations of the NYSC corps service in Nigeria, Lagos State to be precise, where he's been camped. Now, after he arrived and he gave his maiden speech and everybody was super excited to see him, he was literally shaking their hands and giving them high five, telling them that he is in town, and he received a lot of massive welcome. Now, comedian AY reacted to how he was welcomed, and the mob, people mobbed him all around. People were all around him welcoming him. Now, according to AY is saying not even the #1 citizen in Nigeria can get such a massive welcome, but Davido has actually achieved that for a national service personnel. Well, he is saying that he's changed the name from NYSC to DYSC, which is Davido Youth Service Corps. I don't know how that is going to work out, but you can expect anything from AY. But whilst giving that statement on social media, AY made mention of the fact that he is very, very proud of Davido for taking this bold step to actually serve his country. But mind you, just like Tonto DK said during the week, Davido has a plan. It's not like he would want to serve Nigeria. I mean, come on. Come on, if some people are in Davido's status, they wouldn't want to just go serve Nigeria, leave the fame and all that. But mind you, that guy has a plan, and we wish him all the very best. So AY is saying that the NYSC for Davido is no longer NYSC, it's going to be DYSC, which is Davido Youth Service Corps, because he doesn't know who is going to serve who. If the service is going to serve him or he's going to serve the service. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a service somehow. We wish them all the very, very, very best on that particular one. Away from that story, log on to our website www.venusitv.com for more trending stories. Now, I made a research and I just want to give you an opinion of mine, and that's the fact that there are some celebrities here in Ghana and in Nigeria that we feel they were good together as duo, but right now, because they got married, they are no more together. So do you think that these celebrities, some celebrities who are duo were doing great in their music career, were doing great in their movie career as duo? Do you think that when they start getting married, it results to they breaking up? First on my list is Prayer. So now this group have been, from the 2000s to the 2004, they had these great hits in Ghana, all over the places, the hit, the duo, they were doing great. But when they started getting married separately, it seems the group has gradually dissolved, in as much as they've come out a couple of times to say we are still together, we know you're not together. They say they are still together. First, Choir Master got married to one of Ghana's finest actresses, Beverly Afaglo, and the other one, the brief one, I don't know, you know the brief one. Yeah, he got married to Saligali of one of the leading media houses here in Ghana. And interestingly, these two people are fond of flaunting their affairs and their marriages and their marriage lifestyle on social media. Now the question is, we don't know what happened. Do you think the group splitted or broke up because they got married? Well, we don't know how that works, but that is my opinion. It's a question I'm throwing out to you out there. Also on my list, I have 4x4. Yes. So 4x4, you all know 4x4, right? The guys who the ladies were all dying for dead. Now remember that these guys decided to start getting married, and after the marriage, we don't hear from them. Again, they still come out this time around to say, oh, we are still together, nothing has happened, we are still fine, we are still family. We know you've been family apart from each other, but maybe marriage is the cause of their departure or their separation. We don't know how that works from there. Now, away from that in Nigeria, from Ghana, let's move into Nigeria. First on my list is no other than the P-Square duo. So mind you, these two, we started hearing beef about them, not before they got married, but after one of them actually got married and was complaining that the other was disrespecting his wife when they were in the mansion. You know, they had a mansion in Nigeria, all right. Now that mansion, it has been reported that it's been put on auction for the past couple of months now. We don't know if it's been sold or any details about that. But we believe, we have reasons to believe that the duo P-Square happened to break up because they got married. So do you think marriage is literally what is resulting to the duos in Africa separating? It's still a question. So away from the P-Square and what we believe has led to their breakup, finally on my list is Aki and Popo, Aki na Ukwa. Now mind you, when I was way younger than this, yes, because I mean this still very, very, very young. When I was way younger than this and I watched these two in the movie industry, or better still in movie, I think they are one of those who has put the movie industry in the high pedestal it is right now, especially Nollywood to be precise. So we have reasons to believe that after Chinedu Ikedieze got married, the duo kind of lose that bond between them. We don't know how true that is, but mind you, as I made mention earlier on the beginning of this particular report, I told you it was our own research. What we think. What do you think? Do you think that duos getting married actually leads to they splitting up? You can also liken this to the Destiny Child, you know, the Beyonce and the Kelly and all those groups. But still, those groups in the Western world are still having the click together, but not as it used to. But maybe as time goes on, they started together, they just grew out of each other and would want to explore other areas because they've been used to one particular person, one particular style for too long, and they want to explore. So maybe marriage is not the cause. Maybe marriage is the cause. If you have your opinion and thoughts about this particular stories about celebrities who separated because of marriage, I think you can log on to our social media handles and let's hear your thoughts and suggestions. Mind you, this news is still coming to you from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. Follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. We'll go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back with international stories.
I know how you like to set things on fire, but not today. Not my wedding.
If anyone has to set your wedding on fire, that's going to be your handwork, not mine.
The wedding is cancelled.
You can't do this.
I believe you're Mrs. Ure.
Yes? How may I help you?
Please, babe, I'm so sorry.
So all this why you be suspecting me and you want to cheat?
I said I can't do this!
In between another woman's leg is your new America, right? What is mine? China.
Life is too short not to think so. You only live once and you got to know.
Okay, Chuku, it is my wedding. Let's not turn it to your funeral.
This is why you come and hide with your prostitutes.
Baby, that's an abomination now. I should put my head inside your leg. And be doing what? Did you come for a wedding or you came to have sex?
I can see you two are recreating the movie Pretty Woman.
What's that supposed to mean?
You are an ashawo. In my country, we call it boom or osho free.
That body no they enjoy
Right, you welcome back. This is 2VN News and we are coming to you from our studios here in Accra, Ghana. Just gone by a couple of stories from Ghana and Nigeria, but you can get a repost of this particular news bulletin on our YouTube channel. All you just have to do is to subscribe. Follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. Now let's move straight into the international front. Mind you, Cardi B recently gave birth and her daughter's name is Couture. Now as it stands, it's been reported that the only reason Cardi B will leave her daughter to go and perform for any concert or any public activity is if she's being paid over $300,000 US. Wow. Yes. Well, to some of them, it might be a small money, but for those of us here in Africa, oh yeah, you know, 300,000 is a lot of money. So yes, Cardi B is reportedly charging over $300,000 US just to perform at any event. That is because she recently gave birth, and if you would want to leave her daughter Couture, you have to pay her over $300,000 US. I think the most recent event she performed at, she was paid $500,000 US. So she's not charging anything below $300,000 US. So anybody, events organizer around the world, you think you want to have Cardi B on your show, yeah, the The baby mama is now charging higher than she used to, which is great actually. She can actually pull the crab. So if she's charging over $300,000, especially leaving a daughter at home, a newborn daughter, well, I think it's worth a while. So wish her all the very best on that particular one. So not too long, a couple of hours ago to be precise, Eminem surprised his fans all around the world with a release of his latest album, KAMIKAZE. I was actually pronouncing it KAMIKAZE, but a Focus Sport Godwin told me it was KAMIKAZE. You know, Focus Sport, he has those terms and all those, you know, those bluffalized words, and he was able to pronounce that. So yes, Eminem has surprised his fans with a latest release of his new album titled KAMIKAZE. KAMIKAZE sounds like Gawakazi. You know, there's this song Gawakazi or the Kenchu level, you know what I'm saying? Well, interestingly, it came as a surprise to his fans all around the world, and I'm very, very sure he might have a reason for surprising his fans. Mind you, if he was, you know, unlike other celebrities or musicians, before they release an album, they start the promo saying, you know, coming soon. There was no coming soon, he just dropped it like that, KAMIKAZE. So if you want to listen to that or have a feel of what is compiled in that particular album, KAMIKAZE, log on to the various media platforms where you can actually purchase. Yes, purchase it, because when you purchase it, that is when they end their celebrity status. Don't go and download it for free. Wish them all the very, very best. Well, those are the major stories we have coming on the international front. Follow us on our various social media handles. Let's get interactive. Log on to www.venationtv.com for more trending stories. We'll go for a short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Of entertainment.
It's Friday the 31st of August, which marks the end of the month of August. Now let me take this privilege note and congratulate Kumasi Asante Kotoko on their 83rd anniversary. It's kind of a little bit of more or less the biggest club in Ghana. It is arguable on that particular score because Accra folk will definitely have some punches in that particular line, but that notwithstanding, Kumasi Asante Kotoko, they've paid their dues to African football and of course Ghana football, so they deserve to be praised, they deserve to be honored, and then everything in itself, they need to be celebrated. Now let's move to the international stories, because for today the focus and the centering on will be entitled on the international scene, and we are starting off with yesterday in Monaco, where the UCL awards were over and done with. Now let's start off with the best goalkeeper, and then it was none other than Carlos Antonio Navas Gamboa from Costa Rica, who plays his club football for Real Madrid CF. To the best defender, the stalwart defender, undoubtedly it has to be Sergio Ramos Garcia, who played as the captain and he steered Real Madrid CF to their third successive UCL title. And then Luka Modric, what a year for this player, who won the Champions League, went on to the World Cup and placed second with his country, and also finished as the best player in the World Cup. Now last season, or this season in particular, has been voted the best player, amassing a total number of 347 points for the best midfielder. For the best forward, there is no other than Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos, Aveiro El Comandante, who amassed 287 points to beat off competition from Mohamed Salah Ghali. For the UEFA Women's Player of the Year, it was awarded to PERNILLE, who plays for Wolfsburg, and also Denmark, who has amassed 98 caps for his national team. For the UEFA Men's Player of the Year, the grand award on the night, or the grand award for that occasion, was the Player of the Year when it comes to UEFA, and it was given to Luka Modric. It was a little bit of stunning because we were expecting Ronaldo to take that particular award, but Luka Modric had other ideas. The voters also had other ideas, because Luka Modric was more or less the architect of Real Madrid's success when it comes to the past 3 seasons, winning the Champions League on back-to-back basis. So he deserves that particular credit, he deserves that particular award, although a lot of people are against that particular award given to Luka Modric. Also, the UEFA President's Award was given to none other than David Beckham, the former player of Manchester United, LA Galaxy, and Real Madrid CF. And then this is an inaugural award, that's the UEFA Equal Game Award, that was given to Guram Kashia, who plays for the Georgian national team. Now, let's center or zero in on the biggest club competition in the world. I'm making special reference to the UEFA Champions League. And yesterday, the award, or better still, the draw was made, and then very well you knew the teams that were potted against themselves, and then we are going to see some mouth-watering, cracking encounters, especially on the first day. Now let's start off in Group A, and Atletico de Madrid will be playing against Borussia Dortmund, AS Monaco, and Club Club Brugge in Group A. For Group B, Barcelona, Tottenham Hotspur, PSV, and then Internazionale Milan. Now it tells you that this group is a candidate for Group of Death. Also for Group C, from my point of view, I believe that this is the Group of Death, the original Group of Death. You have Paris Saint-Germain, SSC Napoli, the Petanopolis, Liverpool, the Reds, and Crvena Zvezda from Serbia, aka Red Star Belgrade. In Group D, where I think that is the easiest group of four, it's a group of equals. Lokomotiv Moscow is here, FC Porto, Schalke 04, and then Galatasaray. In Group E, Bayern Munich, Benfica, Ajax, and AEK Athens are all ported in Group E. In Group F, Manchester City, they are more or less the heads among this particular list of teams in here. Shakhtar Donetsk, Hoffenheim, and Olympic Lyon, they make a return to the Champions League after a long period of hiatus. In Group G, you have Real Madrid CF against Roma, CSKA Moscow, and Victoria Plzeň from the Czech Republic. Undoubtedly, this is going to be an easy route, an easy peasy for Real Madrid CF, despite the fact that AS Roma, they stand a lot of teams last in, especially FC Barcelona. And finally, in Group H, that is where you have Juventus, the old ladies of Italian football, La Vecchia Signora, Manchester United, the team from Old Trafford, Valencia CF, the Bags, and also Young Boys of Ben. So it's going to be very interesting if Young Boys comes up against the old ladies of Italian football. Young Boys against old ladies. Now let's focus on the weekend's encounters when it comes to the various respective championship in Europe, especially the top 5. And then when it comes to Ligue 1, tonight you'll be having Olympique Lyonnais against OGC Nice at 6:45 p.m. On Saturday, that is tomorrow, you have Nîmes against Paris Saint-Germain at 3 p.m. Angers versus Lille, Dijon versus Caen, Guingamp versus Toulouse, Rennes will be playing against Montpellier, Strasbourg will be hosting Nantes on Sunday, that is the 2nd of September. Saint-Etienne will be playing against Amiens, Rennes against Bordeaux, and then in the cliffhanger, Monaco against Marseille. Will Monaco return to winning ways after losing their game against FC Bordeaux? Your guess is as good as mine. Marseille, after they were able to purchase Kevin Strootman from AS Roma, would they be able to get back to winning ways? Because they themselves drew 2-2 over the course of the weekend. We are expecting fireworks in that particular encounter at the Stade Louis Day. Now let's move on to the German Bundesliga. And then tonight you'll be having Hannover 96 against Borussia Dortmund. Axel Witsel will be playing his second competitive game in the German Bundesliga. In his first game, he capped off with a wonderful, spectacular goal over there against RB Leipzig. Let's not forget that Woodinho, that's Marco Reus, scored his 100th goal in the German Bundesliga. Will he be able to make it 101 or 102? Your guess is as good as mine. You don't need to miss this game at 6:30 tonight. Now Saturday, tomorrow, the first encounter is between Augsburg and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Bayer Leverkusen, the biggest game, if you ask me, will be playing against Wolfsburg at the Bayern Arena. Eintracht Frankfurt against Werder Bremen. Hoffenheim against Freiburg. Nürnberg will be playing against Mainz 05. Stuttgart will be welcoming Bayern Munich at their stadium at 4:30 p.m. On Sunday, RB Leipzig will be playing against Fortuna Düsseldorf. The newly promoted side will be trying to get their first 3 points of the season against RB Leipzig. Schalke 04, Schalke 04 at the Gelsenkirchen will be playing against Hertha Berlin at 4 p.m. Now let's switch camp and move to the very tactical Italian Serie A. If you would ask me, that is the most tactically inclined league because you have a lot of coaches and tacticians trying to outmaneuver and also make sure they get the 3 maximum points using their brains, their medulla oblongata. Now on Friday at 6:30 p.m. AC Milan in the biggest game on match day 2 or match day 3 rather in the Italian Serie A. AS Roma will be trying to get their 3 points against AC Milan. Edin Dzeko, the likes of the good players they have in their disposal, you'll be expecting Javier Pastore to do the damages against the likes of Alexio Romagnoli. Frank Yannick Kessie is in the team for AC Milan. Tiemu Bakayoko is also available. So you expect some fireworks over there. The Rossoneri's against the Giallorossi. Now on Saturday, Bologna against the Nerazzurris, i.e. Inter Milan. At 6:30 p.m. you have Parma against Juventus. Will Ronaldo finally break the dark in his third successive game in the Serie A? Your guess is as good as mine. We are hoping that Ronaldo will finally get the dark off his back and gets the goals for Real Madrid for Juventus rather. I nearly confused. I thought I was playing for Real Madrid CF, but he has moved away from Real Madrid playing for Juventus. On Sunday, Fiorentina Calcio against Udine, and then Atalanta Bergamusca against Cagliari, Chievo Verona against Empoli. You'll be having Lazio playing against Frosinone Calcio at the Stadio Olimpico, Sampdoria against Napoli SSC, Sassuolo against Genoa, and finally Torino will be locking us against Spal 2013. Let's move to the sensational, sweet-scented, flamboyant La Liga Santander, where they produce a lot of good quality players and also the very best players. Now, are you aware that since the inception of the UEFA Best Award, all the players or all the winners of that award from 2011 up to date, they've come from the Spanish Liga Santander. Now, on Friday, Getafe will be playing against Real Valladolid, Eibar against Real Sociedad, Villarreal against Girona at 8 p.m. So tomorrow, the first encounter will be against Celta de Vigo, locking us or coming up against Atletico de Madrid. It's going to be very exciting, very entertaining. Expect Ghanaian international Thomas Partey to get a chance in playing against Celta de Vigo, but there's a certain Pione Sisto, absolutely phenomenal if you'd ask me, one of the great creators when it comes to the Liga Santander and playing for Celta de Vigo. And Real Madrid CF will look to continue on that winning trajectory as they won against Getafe, and also over the weekend they won against Girona. You expect them to continue on that winning trajectory and then get the 3 maximum points against Leganes, most especially when they are playing at their favorite Santiago de Bernabeu. On Sunday, Levante plays their first encounter at 10 a.m. in the morning against Valencia, Alaves against Espanyol, Barcelona at the Estadio Camp Nou. They will look to mesmerize their fans and give them some beautiful soccer with the likes of Ousmane Dembele, Luis Alberto Suarez Diaz, El Pistolero, Lionel Andres Messi, Cucitini, La Pulga, Tomike, Nano, El Distinto. You'll be having the likes of Malcolm doing the damages against their opponents. So expect fireworks, expect wonderworks from Barcelona CF, and then Ernesto Valverde will try and give you some wonderful delight as a football fan. Real Betis CF will be playing against Sevilla at 6:45 p.m. And finally, we are running off events in the English Premier League, the very exciting English Premier League, which is enthralling and entertaining as well. Now on Saturday, the first encounter is at 11:30 a.m. Then Leicester City will be welcoming Liverpool at the King Power Sports Stadium. And then Brighton will be playing against Fulham, newly promoted. Fulham will look to get their second win on the trot against Brighton and Hove Albion at exactly 2 p.m. Chelsea would like to continue on that winning trajectory. After winning 3 games in a row, you'll be expecting that Chelsea, especially when they are playing at home at the Stamford Bridge, you expect them not to show any mercy at all, because Eden Michael Hazard, Alvaro Morata, Martin Boa, the likes of Francesco Fabregas, Sola is on the bench, will be contributing anywhere in which coach Mauricio Sarri will place him, by the likes of Matteo Kovacic and Jorginho, absolutely the master passer himself. He will look to influence his game. This game in particular, is a player that protects the ball as if the ball was an egg. So expect him to deliver the works for Chelsea. Now, Crystal Palace will be playing against Southampton, Everton against Huddersfield at the Goodison Park exactly 2 p.m. West Ham United against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, West Ham as a footballing franchise, they are yet to win a game in the English Premier League after playing 3 games and spending over 90 million pounds sterling. You'd have expected that they'll be able to get at least minimum of 6 points out of 9 points, but they failed to deliver the goals, and then they have been very, very poor if you'd ask me, especially in front of goal. When Marco Arnautovic is not in the game, they tend to struggle. And then finally, on Saturday, Manchester City will be playing against Newcastle United. Now, last week, it was the 10 of Wolverhampton Wanderers that stopped Manchester City. Would Newcastle do the same thing against Manchester City? Your guess is as good as mine. On Sunday, Cardiff will be playing against Arsenal. Arsenal won their game last week, so they'll be looking to continue on that winning trajectory. Burnley against Manchester United. Both teams have struggled during the course of the season. Manchester United didn't really see off a very good game against Tottenham Hotspur on Monday. They lost beautifully. They were trounced by their opponents. In fact, they were annihilated by Tottenham Hotspur at their home stadium, that's the Old Trafford. Would they be able to get 3 maximum points when they travel all the way to Turf Moor? I don't really know about that. Now, finally, Watford will be playing against Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur have had a beautiful start to the season, and they don't look like a team that is seizing their good efforts, especially with Harry Edward Kane in some good goal scoring prowess. Now, for a player who was tagged as a player who couldn't score in the month of August, he has been able to get the donkey off his back, getting goals in August, scoring 3 goals in 3 games in August. Now, when you delve into the month of September, Harry Kane can be very devastating. It can be very dangerous if you'd ask me. So on that particular Harry Kane note, I need to bounce out of the studios of VN VN TV. It's Focal Sports here on VN News. My name is Godwin Amategu. The act of being a good guest is knowing when to say goodbye.
VN TV. Yeah. VN TV, the powerhouse of entertainment.
Right, so that was Focus Sports brought to you by Godwin. Don't forget that you can log on to our website www.venationtv.com for more trending stories. Before I let you go, let me give you a recap of our headlines. Miss Malaika 2018 Ghana contestant has been unveiled. Yes, and ROSEMOND brand revealed the fact that he paid 7,200 Ghana cedis to a blogger just to insult her for her to be famous. And in Nigeria, Davido addresses his fellow COP members in Nigeria, urging them that he will actually adhere to the rules and regulations. And AY reacted to that, saying that this is no longer an NYC for Davido, it will be a DYSC. And on the international front, CARDI B is now charging, or reportedly charging, over $300,000 just to perform on stage. And finally, EMINEM releases a surprise album to his fans all around the world titled KAMIKAZE. Details of all the stories and more were brought to you earlier on today's bulletin. Follow us on our various social media handles and let's get interactive. Tomorrow, it's our EMINEM. We'll bring to you updates and headlines from trending stories from Monday through to Friday. I'm sure you wouldn't want to miss it. Once again, my name is Kelvin FNK. Enjoy your weekend.